This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Munsters, a sitcom that went on to become a surprise hit for CBS. Now, thanks to syndication, the show is a cult favorite for young and old alike. Butch Patrick played Eddie, the lovable little werewolf. We are delighted to have him joining us here on Talk of the Town today. What a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Meryl.
And you look just the same.
A few more wrinkles and a little less hair.
Well, maybe just a tiny bit,
Yeah.
but I think we could almost see you on the street and say, weren't you Eddie?
People will come up and they say, do I know you? Have I ever met you? And then finally I'll say, yes, you've probably seen me on television.
Yeah.
Eddie Munster.
50 years ago. That's
Yep.
hard to believe, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
It's gone by fast.
What do you remember about those days?
Well, mostly I remember the special effects department. I really enjoyed the makeup and the special effects, behind the scenes type of things. And I always was very happy when the Munster coach was ever used, because two things: we would be outside.
Yeah.
We weren't outside very often. And number two, I would be riding around in the coolest hot rod on television.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How old were you during the filming?
11 and 12 and a little 13.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, hard to believe, too, that the show only lasted for 2 years, but you did 70 episodes.
Yeah, back then it was a full-time job. It really was.
Yeah.
Not like today's 14 or 15 episodes a year.
I mean, what a dream job to be able to dress up and play a cool part like that.
Well, you know, I tell people, I just did a book, by the way, Munster Memories, and I tell people my memory wasn't so much being on the Munsters, but it was being on the Universal lot, so when I wasn't working, I could explore the greatest place on earth.
Boy, no kidding, because
Yeah.
every lot was a fantasy.
Oh yeah, and then Universal was huge. We always had 14 or 15 movies going and several series, and my uncle used to supply horses, so I was always checking out the Western lot, and Ernest Borgnine was a good friend with the McHale's Navy's Lagoon, and stuff like that.
Fascinating, yeah.
Thank you.
How much of a thrill is it for you to know that generations are watching your show? I mean, you've got to hear that from so many people.
It's actually how the book got started, was the Munster Memories, where people coming to my table explaining how much they loved the show as a kid and how they now enjoy watching it with their grandkids and their kids via Netflix or the box DVD set or, you know, antenna TV or whatever. But there's not a lot of shows that actually can be multi-generational good viewing, and everybody seems to still enjoy it 50 years later.
Yeah, and they enjoy still seeing you. You do a lot of personal appearances.
Yeah, it's funny that the show fell into several categories. So if you want to go out on the road, I fall into pop culture or car shows or horror, sci-fi, or just comic book. You know, Comic Cons are great too.
Mm-hmm. And you're doing a lot of things in town this weekend.
Oh, I certainly am. I'm doing a comic book show. I'm doing a performance studios, and then I'm also at the Slaughterhouse, which is a huge haunted house that I met a gentleman from the tattoo parlor, Lone Wolf Studios. He invited me back, and I jumped at the chance to come back to Nashville.
So when you do that, you don't appear as Eddie.
No. Halloween parties.
You're not wearing the short pants.
No short pants, no woof woof dog, no. It's just me as I am today.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of neat stuff, Munster stuff that I bring along.
That sounds great. Well, what a thrill to get to meet you.
Well, thank you so much.
All right. I hope you enjoy your stay in Nashville. A lot of folks are going to enjoy getting to meet you, I'm
Absolutely.
sure.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, Butch is going to be making appearances here Saturday through Monday, October 13th at Performance Studios, Rick's Comic City, and Full Moon Slaughterhouse. We're going to put all the times, the addresses, and all the information on our website, newschannel5.com.